Okay, now we will just see how to set up a new campaign in Leadsquared and Exotel together and how to integrate these two. Okay, first uh, this is where you can log in to Leadsquared. Once you log in, go to the specific account where you want to set up the campaign. Right now we will see setup for Villa Belvedere. Okay, these are all about Leadsquared. We can leave that, but anything to do with integration with Exotel will be done in the apps marketplace. Go to the installed apps, go to Exotel. It's already installed. If not, we have to make sure it is installed, and then configure. Here we need to set up each and every Exotel number that is being worked on. Okay, so let's go to Exotel panel. Exotel panel also similarly, you get a URL like this. You can log in. The first step you need to do is you need to define all the sales agents. In order to add an agent, click on invite coworker. You can give the first name, surname, and you have to give an email ID, and this has to be given for activation, and give the number of the particular agent. Here you can type any message that goes as part of the invitation email, and then click add. They will get a account activation email, and until they activate, the agent will be shown in unverified status like that, and once they activate, it becomes active status, which means this unverified tag will be gone, right? And just make sure whoever team members are planning to receive the calls as part of the campaign are already defined and are in on status. If not, just go ahead and create users or edit any existing old logins too for the new login purposes. So once you define the logins, the next step is to define a group. So in order to just define a group, just go to a group, give a group name, and you can define that. So right now I'll show an existing group. Right now we will be doing for the telesales. So I've given a group called we have a telesales, and I've saved it. And now what I have to do is I have to add. Okay, so after creating the group, we need to add the specific team members to the group. In order to do that, you just have to click on each and every team member and click on this group icon. It will open up a small window which will where you will see all the teams. You just have to check the particular team. So for suppose in this case in VIB telesales, I want to keep Anisha, Shobana, Reena and Shanmugapriya. So I will click open them, and here it is already there. If not, I will have to check that and say update. Similarly, I have to do for all four people, and the check that everything went well. For that, you can just refresh the page and go here, and if you click on the team, it should show you all these four team members coming here, which means that you have now created a group containing these four team members from our sales who will pick up the calls. So we have now created the group. Now we need to go and set up an app which will handle all the calls. In order to do that, go to App Bazaar. Okay. Okay. Create a new app called as VIB. Name it reasonably. VIB Telesales. Telecallers, let's say. Okay. So now do spend some time on these process. So because this is a flowchart that you need to understand, and watch it multiple times, and you can always practice creating dummy apps, right? And make sure you understand all this. So I will be switching between windows to see how I can take a reference app and create it. So I'm going to take an app called VIB Sales for now, and I will try to replicate the same. So usually how this works is, as soon as an incoming call comes, this app tells the Exotel server what needs to be done in each stage. So as you expected, we usually start with the first thing that it checks is whether you're calling in working hours or not, and that's how we design it. So that you can do by just dragging these applets into the flowchart. So first thing we want to check is we want to check the timing. So let's add the timing. I will add 6 a.m. 6 a.m. as the time. Sorry. And then 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Okay. So you have to set the timing, and then here you will get two decisions, like if it is in office hours what to do, and if it is not in office hours what to do. First let's do if it is not in office hours what to do. So if we are not in office hours, ideally we want to hang up, but it is also nice to give a prompt before hanging up. So we have put a greeting app which is used for playing a message. So let me take a copy from an existing project. Okay. So we set up a message. Thank you for calling Alliance Villa Belvedere. You seem to have called out of office hours. Don't worry, one of our sales executives will call you later. And we save it. So now what happens is, if someone calls out of the office hours, the message is played, and then you can hang up the call. So this is how the flow works for the part where you are calling out of office hours, and we are done there. Now what has to be done if someone calls during the office hours? Again, we can directly connect them to the sales agent, but here also it is better to have a greeting before you can do that. And again, I will go back to an existing app to take the greeting, but you can always write your own greeting based on the project name. So be careful on the project name that you are writing. Usually get this, the marketing team decides on these content. marketing team and the sales leaders have to review this and say yes for this. So in this case, I'm putting thank you for calling Alliance Villa Belvedere. Please wait while we transfer your call to our sales representative. And the message will be played. After that, I would like to go ahead and make the call, as in connect the customer with our agent. So I will use the connect app. As you see, I'm dragging that to the next action. So here it will show, the first thing it will ask is whom should I connect to. Here you have to pick the group that we have created. So I'm picking PIB sales, and if you want it to call in a sequential manner, you can choose that, or you can choose equally based on the previous load. It will try to redistribute. Click the record call always. Sticky agent should be enabled always. And now you have to keep these blank, but the purpose of these are uh, for each user, when it is dialing, what is the maximum time the ring should be on before it switches to the next available agent. So the default is 30 seconds, as in it will dial the first available agent for 30 seconds, and if he doesn't pick up the call, it will go to the next agent and try him also for 30 seconds, so on and forth. So there is a hold music, which if we choose we can change, but we never did that. Okay, and here is where you will have to carefully place the integration of Leadsquared. So create pop-up. This is where you have to go to the connector details or Exotel app in the Leadsquared which we opened up, and you will see here an agent pop-up. You have to copy the API code given here and paste it here. That's it. So the purpose of this is whenever a call comes, this API passes a message to Leadsquared saying that there is an incoming call, and if all the data matches, if the agent is currently logged in, he will get a pop-up. After the call conversation ends, what do you want to do? Usually you want to hang up, but even here as well, we can hang up, but there are some automations that we want to do, like an SMS or a thank you message, but usually we follow like this. Let me show you what we will follow. We have connected. Okay, sorry. So as soon as an API comes, so this is the call pop-up. After that, you have to use the pass-through API. Please, this is important. If this is the main app which links Leadsquared to Exotel. So in the previous part, what we saw is it only helps to pop up when someone is calling. But in this pass-through app, what happens is the lead is pushed to Leadsquared CRM solution. And in order to do this, here you have to again go back to Leadsquared, and here you see a call log, and you have to take that webhook URL and paste it here, and select this make pass through async. And here again you can choose to hang up, or you can do some activities like sending an SMS, sending an email, but usually we only send an SMS, with the content, and then we hang up. So what you see here is thanks for calling Alliance Villa Belvedere. It will say I am whoever is picking up the call, his name will come here, and you just spoke to me. For more details, call the number of the person who has spoken to him. And now we will hang up. That's it, we are done. So let me recap all the things from the beginning, so it is a bit clear now, right? Okay, so I'll go one by one again.